Ciao travelers, or today I should say Shalom travelers, we're off to Israel. And just as usual, we are doing our trivia cards. It's really hot up in New Jersey. So if you're up here, I hope you're staying cool. Okay, let's get this show on the road. Okay, Kruger National Park can be found in which country? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is South Africa. I will definitely be having an episode coming up about South Africa eventually. Okay. I didn't like that question. Let's go on to another card. Okay. Oh, we did this country. What is the currency of Japan? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is the yen. Oh, this is a country I definitely want to go to one day. Okay. The Great Sphinx of Giza has the head of a human and the body of what animal? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that is a lion. Okay. All right. We are going to Israel. I'm very excited about this country. This is where I really want to visit as well. I'm lucky to know friends that, really family friends that come from Israel, and I was really fortunate to grow up in a Jewish town, so I really got to know Jewish and Israeli culture, and it's wonderful. Okay, so we're starting in Tel Aviv, Yafo, Israel, which is the largest metro area, and this is called the Suspended Orange Tree. And I am getting this online from Atlas Obscura. Usually I use the book, but this time I did the online. So this full-size orange tree lives suspended in midair above the streets of Jaffa. All right, so as visitors wander across the street of Jaffa Old Town, this fully grown orange tree that appears to float will certainly come as a surprise. However, the tree is actually suspended by chains, hanging roughly 1 foot above the street. Despite being created by Israeli artist Ron Morin in 1993, this installation somehow looks at home within the ancient streets of Jaffa. The tree is fed through a drip system and continues to produce fruit. I love all that. It's so important to get with nature, and it's really fun when you find it in an urban environment. The roots are enclosed in a large earthenware container, and the trunk emanates from a large crack near the top. It's as if the tree is breaking free of its confines into the warm courtyard air outside. Morin intended for the tree to draw parallels with society's relationship with nature. So we're going to continue with the nature vibe, and we are going to, again, a tree area in Keturah, Israel, Judean date palm Methazulia. Hope I'm saying that right. This tree was extinct for 1,000 years before sprouting up again from a 2,000-year-old seed. Almost as old as I am. So a tree grown from 2,000-year-old seed may bring up its subspecies back to Israel, where it once flourished after a millennium-long absence. The seed was discovered, there's one of 6 discovered in 1963 in a jar in the Herod the Great's palace at the Masada fortress in Israel. Radiocarbon dating found that the seeds preserved by the arid climate, that means dry, were from some time before 155 BC and AD 64. In 2005, Elaine Soley from the Center of Sustainable Agriculture at the Arava Institute of Environmental Studies decided to plant 3 of them. She was skeptical and supposed the tree's endosperm, which fuels early growth, would no longer be viable. The seed was treated with a hormone-rich solution and fertilizer, and then planted on the grounds of the Institute in Keturah. One soon sprouted out a sapling. 12 years later, it's more than 10 feet tall. A male of its subspecies is nicknamed Methuselah. Oh my God. Methuselah. There we go. I probably butchered that. I apologize. After the longest living person in the Bible. It is the oldest known germination of a seed in the world. So the Judean date palm has deep cultural meaning in the religion. In the Bible, King David names the daughter Tamar. Oh my God, that's like Tomar, which is one of my best friends, which is Hebrew for the word plant. In the Quran, Maryam, the Arabic name for the Virgin Mary, was advised to eat what was probably a Judean palm date to ease her labor pains. Okay, so that would be really fun place to visit, and it really talks about, and we talked about this in previous episodes, how resilient and sustainable nature can be. So that's something I would really love to see. We're still sticking on the nature theme. I promise we're going to go to some city stuff next. So this is the Shalom cave in Israel. This amazing ancient cave was kept secret for 7 years to protect it from the public. In May 1968, workers at the Hartuf quarry in the Judean hills were quarrying with explosives. Each blast was much like the one before until a strange gap opened up in the rock face. Peering inside, the men discovered a large cave, its roof dripping with stalactites, the oldest of which would be dated to around 300,000 years old. After its discovery, local authorities decided to keep the cave a secret, fearing the ancient formations would be damaged if it were open to the public. 7 years later, on March 16, 1975, the cave was declared a natural reserve and its secrets were revealed. Okay, the Shalom cave, also known as the Sorek cave, has since become one of Israel's most incredible natural wonders. From the roof of the 50,000 square foot cavern hangs a forest of stalactites, the largest more than 13 feet long, slowly forming over millennia by the slow dripping of water through the cracks in the ceiling. Rising up from the floor beneath them are series of towering stalagmites, with some stalactites and stalagmites have joined to form pillars. So one is up and one is down of the stags. The result is a strange subterranean world of bizarre formations, which organic-looking shapes have resembled coral reefs and tentacles. Other formations have been compared to a whole range of objects: elephant ears, ice cream cones, which I need right now because it's like 90 degrees out at 11 o'clock at night, the Lion King, and the U.S. Capitol building. The whole effect has become even more trippy since the installation of a modern lighting system. For years, the cave was illuminated by the white light of automobile headlamps. This, however, triggered photosynthesis, and the algae inside the cave began to grow, threatening to cover the bare rock formations in a uniform smudge of dark green moss. The park officials then tried using ultraviolet light at night to kill the algae, but the algae eventually developed an immunity to the UV light. All right, so in 2012, a new anti-algae tactic was employed. A lighting system was installed that used only a limited part of the color spectrum, with shifting shades of orange, blue, and green. Not only did this help control the algae, it gave the cave an outwardly outworldly appearance that made the whole experience all the more memorable. All right, now we are moving into Jerusalem, such a historic city for many reasons. And I found this interesting because the Armenian quarter of Jerusalem is the only quarter of the old city not dedicated to a major world religion. Though Armenians do have their own church, it isn't a major world religion. So why do the Armenians have a quarter in the old city of Jerusalem along with Christians, Muslims, and Jews? Armenians have had a strong presence in the city since at least 4th century, when Armenia became Christian. Their quarter is said to be the oldest living Armenian diaspora community. So diaspora means when people leave their homeland. Thousands of displaced survivors of the Armenian genocide relocated to this part of Jerusalem in the 20th century. Armenians displaced from former Ottoman empires because of the genocide brought with them a special type of Turkish-style ceramic, which has since become synonymous with Jerusalem and Armenians. It's now used for all the street signs in the old city and is also sold in many stores. Explore the walled old city of Jerusalem and you'll soon spot beautifully crafted ceramic street signs spread through the area. Okay, so it's really, shows how when people come from different places, they really leave their impact. And it's something really interesting to see in such a diverse country as Israel. You have a lot of different religions, different people, different ethnicities. So Israel is really dynamic in that sense. All right, so we are in Tiberias, Israel, the zodiac mosaic of Hamat Tiberias. The mosaic floor of a 4th century synagogue features a pagan zodiac wheel alongside traditional images of Torah, Ark, and menorahs. One of the most remarkable ancient synagogue mosaics sits in a little visited archaeological site on the Sea of Galilee near a stretch of modern ski resorts and water park, which I could go for right now. Hamat Tiberias, where a 4th century synagogue once stood, was a small settlement located just south of the larger metropolis Tiberias, named after the Second Roman Empire by the city's builder, Herod Antipas. Little remains of this synagogue except some foundational stones and its magnificent floor mosaic remains. Okay. What turns heads is part of the mosaic. In the center panel sits a magnificent zodiac wheel featuring, among other pagan images, depiction of humans, including someone who identifies as a Libra. The wheel encircles a haloed Helios, the Greek sun god, mounted atop its chariot. Women representing each of the 4 seasons sit on the corners of the zodiac, with accompanying Hebrew inscription of the names of the seasons. It's really cool to see how religion and outlook and perspectives change over time. And that's something you can really discover in Israel. Okay. Well, that was really quick and exciting. There's so much more to Israel, so definitely will be coming back. I definitely want to visit. I really, when I was researching, was amazed by the natural wonders and parks and landscapes that Israel has. And it's almost like the size of New Jersey. So in that small area, there's so much to see. All right, let's get into some trivia. Okay. Question. Which Hindu celebrations is known as the Festival of Lights? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it is Diwali. We're back in South Africa. It's like a sign. What is the currency of South Africa? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, South African Rand. Okay. Which UK city is known as the Big Smoke? I never heard this. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it's London. I assume because the UK and London were really the birthplace of the Industrial Revolution, and I guess there was a lot of air pollution. Okay, one more. Which Canadian city features in the phonetic alphabet? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Quebec. Really not sure what that question was about. Okay, so thank you for this podcast. I kind of I'm hot, so I kind of ran on a little, but it is what it is. Don't let that stuff stop you. Not knowing certain things is the fun thing about exploring. You do the best you can. And please remember, every second and fourth Thursday, a new podcast comes out. If you like, please subscribe on YouTube or any other streaming application that you use to listen to podcasts. All right, Shalom, take care, and I'll see you next time, travelers.